So let's get started. And let's get started by installing some additional dependencies. Let's just copy that command here, go back to the project, and let's quit the ngserve process and instead run that npm install command. This will install additional packages which we need for the server-side rendering to work. The packages we do install are mainly the platform server package provided by the Angular framework, and then some helper utilities we need to write the server-side code, which will do the pre-rendering. Let's go back to our step-by-step guide then. The first step is to adjust our app module. Well, there, in our source folder, we have the browser module, and we should now call with server transition on that module. Pass a JavaScript object to that and set an app ID here. That can be any string of your choice, like my-app, for example. This will be used by Angular Universal to basically correctly transition from the server side to the client side. And with transition, I mean things like continuing the app in the state you got it from the server. So if, for example, on the server, you already fetched some recipes from a database, then you of course want to continue with that state on the client. And therefore, this makes sure that we keep that state and that the transition is done correctly. Okay, so that's the first step. We call with server transition. Now we need to create a new module, a new ng module for the server side, because there we start the app a bit differently than we do on the client side. You can copy that code you find here, and I will walk you through it step by step. So let's copy it, and let's create a new module next to the app module. Here, I will create the app.server.module.ts file and paste in that code we just copied. Now, what do we find in this file? We do import the server module from @Angular platform server, and we add that to imports. This is a crucial module which is required by Angular Universal to render your Angular app on the server. You can also see that we import the base app module, which we also use on a client, too. We import it from our app module file and we add it to imports. Last but not least, we have that module map loader module here, which has a very complex name, but does just one important thing. It ensures that our lazy loaded routes also work on the server. And with that, our module here is finished. Now we just need to make sure that we also have an entry file for our server-side code, a main.ts file for the server, and therefore named main.server.ts. Let's add it next to our client-side main.ts file here. Let's add main.server.ts, and in there we just have to do one thing. We'll export something. We'll export our app server module, which we of course find in the app folder and there in the app server module file. This allows us to point at this file and then indirectly automatically point at that file. And that is all we need to do. We just need to pass on that reference to the app server module, so to say. With that, we're done regarding our module setup. In the next videos, we'll tweak our TypeScript compilation configuration because we need to compile TypeScript code a bit differently for it to run on the server. And then we'll actually set up that simple Node.js server, which will do the pre-rendering and already see that in action. So let's continue.